would come from. I add some freckles on her face to give her a personal touch and then continue on to draw the body. If I were to be drawing a human female, I would not be drawing the body contour as sharply as I am for these female characters. I'm allowing the edges and corners to be far less soft as they are tree-like creatures. Giving their body outline a sharper edge translates the texture of a tree bark onto their shape and will help pronounce their body design further. Although we have human hands as a base, they are a great reference to build the fantasy design on top of. It gives a solid base for the hand pose, and the fantasy features are but details and easy to add. In fact, these branch-like fingers turned out to be far easier to draw than realistic human hands. The fun thing about fantasy illustration is that while you want it to be semi-realistic so people viewing the drawing can recognize and relate with what they are seeing, if the anatomy is slightly off, it's okay, because in this case the anatomy is supposed to be off. As I did for the outline, I rotate the canvas around so the female character that is suspended upside down is now presented in a sitting position. This is again to make sure I don't draw any curves and lines oddly just because the character appears upside down. Although there is no real structure to the hair, I decide that I want the strands of hair to swirl downwards. They wouldn't have to be drawn in that direction since they don't care about gravity, but I find it to be more aesthetically pleasing to have them fall in that direction. For this character, I also draw more branches around her limbs and around her body as she isn't supposed to be flying, but rather tangled in the tree branches. Keeping some realism in mind, I think of how a human would climb up on a rope. Generally, it's twisted around the leg or the waist when someone is sitting on the rope to be pulled up. I keep the upper body free of branches and focus on the waist and legs only. Once that's done, I rotate the canvas back around and make sure everything looks right. Keeping the perspective in mind, you want to make sure the branches are twisted around the body in the right direction, or else it will create a visual confliction. If you